So we've got two people blaming Verstappen more for it. We got me kind of probably blaming Hamilton a little bit more for it. Tom, what do you think?
Are you talking about opinionated people? So here we go.
This is what we want to hear.
Yeah. I can really see, bear in mind I'm a Max fan, I can really see the argument from both sides. I think it will ultimately go down as a racing incident. And I think the biggest issue in this collision was the sausage curb. Because if that sausage curb wouldn't have been there, Verstappen's car wouldn't have bounced in the terrifying way that it did. Because seeing the way that it literally just sort of darted sideways and just nestled itself into Hamilton's Mercedes was pretty... I watched it and I was just like, oh my God. And then seeing how close that rear wheel was to Hamilton's head and seeing the scuff marks on the halo afterwards is testament to the safety of these cars. And we should say, well, I'm certainly going to say that, first of all, I'm glad to hear that both drivers are by and large okay, if not perhaps slightly sore and very, very irritated, which I really understand. But going back to the incident, my feeling of it is Hamilton was coming out of the pits on, yes, fresh tyres, but cold tyres. And yes, they were new, but they were still cold. And Hamilton is coming down the main straight. I think he had DRS on Norris. He might not have had DRS, but he certainly had a slipstream because he was pretty close. And the speed differential was huge. So, and Max is on the racing line. So you know that Max is going to certainly look to go into that corner ahead. And when he and Hamilton were sort of more or less alongside, approaching turn one, there was room there. And then as Hamilton moved over, that room disappeared. I think, Aaron, you described it as a wedge, which is a pretty good way of doing it. So as Max is going into that corner, he sees a gap, and they're fighting for the championship. And both drivers know that neither of them, and when I say them, I mean Hamilton and Verstappen, neither of them really want to back out. And they know what's on the line here, and they know how tight this championship is. Verstappen could have realised that, perhaps, the room's going to disappear, and he could have bounced across those curves. But he knows that that's going to cost him time. It could damage his car when the space was originally there. And he had also committed to the corner. So I do think it's going to go down as a racing incident. It was a pretty sort of sickening crash initially, because it's rare that we see cars sort of pirouette like that. The last time we saw something like that was 2018 in Spa, when there was that horrible crash at the start where I think Leclerc's Sauber went across the top of Fernando Alonso's then McLaren. But yeah, this is going to be one of those things like Silverstone. I'm not saying it's the same as Silverstone because it's a different set of circumstances. It's a different corner. It's a different track. The corner's got a different profile to it, all the rest of it. But especially as we've now got a week off, it's going to be a talking point for quite a while.